Okay, so the build, I'll show the spec. This is what I have for the two-handed fire. Basically, you just have high resource reduction, slow attack speed. That way you hit really hard and it doesn't cost much resources, so you're able to maintain your resources through the Reaper wraps and punishment and the companion and things like that. So basically the idea is you just run around and spam multi-shot. So the fire damage and multi-shot modifiers are going to be good. You got the polar station to trigger Cull of the Weak and Bane of the Trapped. This is for trials with Bait the Trap. For rifts, I would pick up Vault or Smokescreen right there. And like I said, you got the Hatred generation there. Passives for damage, survivability, ballistics, still doing really well. And then the loot, like I mentioned, the Reaper wraps, this is where your hatred generation is coming from outside of your cooldowns, your rotation between punishment and companion. You're going to be generating through health globes with the Reaper wraps. Then you have the center coat for the resource reduction, which means you need the ROG, and I'm running the dual. Usually I run dual Unity. Got the SOJ for solo. Normally I would run the Unity here with the follower. And I'm not perfectly itemized. This is just kind of like a rough draft or whatever. And obviously the rucksack for the extra sentries. I would like a witching hour. And like I said, a slow weapon with very high average damage is going to be choice for this setup. Just so that you hit really hard and it doesn't cost much. And you attack slowly, so it's like good bang for the buck. And the multi-shot, the reason for multi-shot, it's one of the strongest abilities in terms of the hatred cost to the damage potential. So it hits a lot of targets, it pierces through, it hits everything in the area, does a lot of damage, it's cheap on hatred, and you have the synergy with the cinder coat for the reduction as well as ballistics for the damage. The rockets are still a really good source of damage. So that's pretty much the setup. You know, standard M6 obviously, and damage. Gems are all the same as I've had before, the Enforcer, the Bane of the Trapped, and the Zays, Stone of Vengeance. Some of these gems are still up for debate. The Stone of Vengeance specifically lacks synergy with the Polar Station, but because you have your sentries kind of spread out and you're pulling monsters back and forth between them and around, it's not like all of the monsters are standing right on all of your sentries. You know, if the monster's here, this one's not getting good value from Zays, but these ones are. So, I mean, when there's monsters everywhere, you're getting value from the gem. It's just a question of how much, and, you know, is there another gem that could be stronger now that this build is depending on the Polar Station. Whereas before we had the elemental arrow snaring stuff. Miss the weapon. There you go.